Yo, what the fuck is going on? Today is Monday, November 18th. We're going to be going over penny stocks, pre-market, and open market. Gonna be starting off with ACRS. This one wasn't really on my radar. We got a little volcano right here, right off the rip. A nice Monday celebration there. Again, didn't see this, so it's kind of like first, second time looking at this. We go up, down. We break back through pre-market highs. We VWAP reclaim here with not a lot of volume. This thing's kind of just grinding the entire day, and then we get to here, and we go fucking balls to the sky. Nice pre-market hold, pre-market high hold right there. Not really, this chart isn't really for me, but nice push here towards kind of like a power hour push. Haven't seen a lot of late day runners, but 190 EMA hold, potential kind of bull flag right here, failed, and then died off. I'm surprised it didn't go further. Nice holds here off of this kind of fake death candle, but she ended up just kind of coming down. But overall, I'm not really gonna over analyze this one too much. APLM. All right, this one pre-market looked pretty good. A thing that we noted from last week is we had a decent amount of penny runners, although the tickers over $1 did kind of produce a lot as well, so it's kind of a mixed bag there. This thing, kind of a clean chart setup. We were fading very far down. We kind of have this push here, kind of like a downtrend break, if you will. Opening pretty well. We've seen this pattern a lot as well, this kind of VWAP drowning. It did attempt here, but it failed. Anytime we get multiple rejects off of VWAP, it tends to not work out, which it did here. So with APLM, I pretty much, once it did this candle and it broke through 17 cents, I pretty much capped it. A classic kind of failed rotation and then VWAP and then fail back down. Sometimes we get this pop over VWAP, kind of pulls in buyers and then it flops again. This thing did do a VWAP reclaim, bust a nut move. We haven't seen this in quite some time. I think there was a couple tickers last week that they kind of soaked under VWAP and then pushed. They don't really very similar to how this worked out. Usually stuff like this tends to fade and then kind of fade off a cliff. So this thing comes back up. We have a nice little flag right here. Nice suck pattern. Volume just goes fucking bananas. We rip through some key levels here. Let's see where pre-market high is real quick. About right there. So we're going straight up here. I'm looking at this if I miss this trade right here and I start to see volume pushing in, we break through this previous high here at 22 cents at open. I'm not seeing a whole lot based off of this right here. We do have the 190 MA, but it's not even getting there. It's just kind of flat and continue to go upwards. You do have this mini dip, 1 minute dip to 23, which is a pivotal level. We have pre-market highs at 24. This would have been a nice little 1 minute flag as well. We break through that, and then nice 5 minute flag here. We attempt. I don't know if it's not really a bull flag. Trying to kind of see what is happening here. We start to kind of go sideways, consolidate, death. This was kind of 28 was a pivotal level. Let's see. Let's take a gander at 28 cents. Yeah, so there's this clear candle right here. There's another wick to this level. So to me, this is kind of got to get over that, clear over that. So we do break it, but then we come all the way back down through it, and it's one massive thick ass volcano right here. Starts at what, 18, comes all the way back down to 19. It's fucking nice ride up, nice ride down. Pretty clean. But overall, this is a nice 5-minute flag, 1-minute flag from 12:35 to 12:47. There's no real kind of pattern setup outside of just momentum breakout trading. And then, yeah, I guess you kind of have this downtrend, but not really, just fading down and then death. So this was super nice if you're in here. We just haven't seen a whole lot of this work lately, like midday pushes, especially straight up. So we'll keep that on the radar for tomorrow. ATCH. Let's see, this one ran already. So if we pull up the 1 minute 30, this thing ran on November 7th. This was its open market high day and close to the pre-market high day at 45 cents. So I'm looking at this, I'm scrolling over. To me, this is still backside. Although we do potentially, sometimes we do get runners that are recycled, a couple weeks old, that kind of do push out, but this one did not. What we did get though is a VWAP push. Right here, no volume, no fucking volume here. To me, if I was looking at this, we have this little gap right here. This down here wouldn't have been too bad. We do start to have volume, and so we do kind of push back up. We didn't get VWAP here, and a lot of times VWAP is magnetic to shitty stocks as well. You get volcanoes, you get random spikes. So to have this and risk off of, you know, this is the first pull down, it kind of sucks back up. You know, if you add on this candle, kind of risk these lows right here, not too bad. Pushes back up. It does a mini cup and handle or a cup and handle right here. This is also a nice flag. This is one of my favorite setups. Is you have, you know, this is the resistance right here, turn support, dip down, and then push back through. So this was a super nice little trade here. Also to note, it holds the intra 200. Dips off the intra 200 have also been pretty bullish. Once it gets to VWAP, it breaks it, but then it fades all the way back down. See, again, I would not, after this trade, I probably just would have let this thing go. And then we get another random spike here. I probably wouldn't have traded it here after this move, but kind of a double top. It can't break this 30 cent range, and then fails again. So interesting setup so far. APLM, ATCH, a lot of midday runners, so that's something I'm gonna be looking at more. Okay, I gotta speed this shit up. My B. BKKT, just a random spiker. I think it's Trump related. I'm not 100%. This bitch about to go to 4,000. I'm just kidding. Next, BTCS, multi-day. I just like to keep track of it every once in a while. These things are kind of fading down. We talked about $17 being kind of a pivot level. Breaking down through that, so I wonder if it's probably going to have a couple weeks of just going straight down, and then there will be a day or two where it has volume. It spikes from 5 to 10 and then kind of goes back down. So that's just a heads up. CERO is also multi-day. This ran way before. That's like a couple weeks before. So something to note here is this push is very similar to UAVs. I saw people talking about UAVs potentially busting a nut and going to $400 million a share. The thing with these things is both BTCT, BTCS, and now CERO have all done this. These are recycled names. What they do is an hour or so before market open, they go basically vertical. All of them have broken their previous highs at 490 and then failed. So if we look at CERO, this is exactly what it did. So it breaks its previous highs. This one stayed over a little bit longer, but spike up and then just death. There's no other play. You could have some backside bounce here, but it does not break those highs again. So just an FYI, that's a pattern I've seen. All right, HCWB, this thing was probably one of the best looking tickers of the day over the 200 daily. I took some down here, made a little bag. So that was a nice early morning dips. Nice push here. I think pre-market highs at 130. Yeah, 130. This thing, I think I also tried down here. It didn't really work out. This right here was weird as fuck. I've never really seen a whole lot of that. There's just basing over one for 20 minutes this early in the day just seems very, very weird. But it did break out of it. Went straight up into a halt, came back down, based over the previous highs here. So that was a super nice trade right there. We'll have to note that. Kind of like a double bottom here. We see this a lot. So wait after it halts instead of trying to getting fucking smoked off of this. Wait for consolidation back down to previous highs or the halt level. Use those as kind of key targets. It comes back up. It kind of rides this trend line here. It puts in it puts in a decent cup and handle here, especially over 130s, which is the pre-market high. So these two candles right here would have been good ads. And again, we have this resistance turning into support. We see this many times. It busts a nut, goes straight up to 155. You have this halt down. I probably would have stayed away from this, but after like so often, I guess you could risk 130. After this candle, it's pretty much just straight up off the 1.9 and halts. I'm not going to really review this too much. Just to me, this is all, you're either in it or you're not. Scalping this would be pretty difficult. But 1 year highs is at 2. It breaks it, comes all the way back down. So something to note as far as a bearish pattern is we break a super pivotal level. We kind of consolidate over top. It starts to get heavy. It breaks down through. Once it breaks that back down through, just be aware that it could just be be kind of the end of the move. All right, I gotta speed up here. MNDR fading into open. This also ran in the last 30 days. Its highs was $1. Anything fading into open had like an 85% chance of not doing shit last week. Something I reviewed, so I stayed away from this one. That proves to be correct. MVST is also a recycled name. Did not look at it. NIVF, similar to MNDR. It ran previously. Its highs were at 3. This is like a backside bounce. It's fading into open. If it does get volume, maybe you can do it, but nothing here. SINT reminds me of STI. Kind of like a magnet push to VWAP here, but then it died out. I tried this one too many times. Got paper cut on a few times here. Tried some down here just in case. I've seen this type of pattern work months before, so I figured New Day could potentially have new types of patterns here. But this is very similar to STI from 2 days ago or on Friday. If you look down here, you kind of push and then it repushes, where SINT double tops kind of at view up and then dies out. So not sure why I got kind of bagged on this one. I should have known a little bit better, but nice pushes here. Nice hold of the intraday 200. Another one right here. Another bullish setup. But unfortunately, double tops and dies out. The double top kind of got me. This second push, I really thought we could kind of break that, but it did not. SPPL, multi-day, not going to go over it. SCI just talked about it. THAR, I think this is, multi-day 632 backside bounce. Fading into open death. UAVs, we already talked about it. Anything kind of pushing like this, breaking the previous highs, tends to have death. Now, this could change tomorrow. This could change this week. But we've seen this pattern 4 times in the past, 4 or 5 trading days. So just be careful. Don't be fucking adding up here. Pre-market is where you want to be for these things. I was considering adding here, but I'm not really big on pre-market, so that's why I didn't really mess around with UAVs. XCUR, no volume, don't give a shit. Okay. So overall thoughts on the day were we had I think medium to okay market open. We had some stuff running, we had some stuff fading. A lot of things started to die off around 10, I think. It was starting to get slow. I thought it was going to kind of be a shittier day. And then we did get midday runners. So for me, what my game plan tomorrow will be is hit the morning, kind of similar patterns we're talking about, intra 200, cup and handle, all that bullshit. Watch for VWAP ads and rejections. And yeah, just stick around for midday pushes possibility of VWAP reclaims. Holy fuck. See ya tomorrow.